Okay, guys, we're here today on an 11th episode of BJJ Fanatics podcast, and super excited to have you here as a guest today, Edwin Najmi, Michael. And guys, great to have Edwin here. He's one of the guys that I admire the most as he lives the Jiu-Jitsu lifestyle. Can I say like that?
Yeah.
So I follow him on Instagram, I follow him on Facebook and everywhere. And every time I check his Instagram, he's traveling somewhere from Jiu-Jitsu, and he's always winning all the tournaments as well. He did a great job as a purple belt, as a brown belt, and now as a black belt. He's pretty much winning everything as well. So thanks for being here.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me. It's an honor. I just want to send a little shout out. Happy birthday, Bernardo. Happy birthday, Michael Zenga. They're 25 and 26 respectively.
Absolutely.
So yeah,
guys, today, January 29 is my birthday, turning 32 years old, and tomorrow is Michael's birthday. So just such a coincidence. How old, Michael?
45.
45, really?
Hey, it's almost over, man. It's almost done.
It's a good number.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, Michael is 45 and he trains Jiu-Jitsu more than probably who is competing as an adult.
Yeah.
So he trains like twice a day, every day, and he goes very hard. So
I like to eat, so gonna try to burn it off somehow.
He's what we like to call everyday porrada.
Yes.
That's exactly what Michael is. Yeah.
We were talking. I don't like to drill. Edwin doesn't like to drill.
Me neither. Yeah, we like to scrap.
We like to scrap.
We're from the same.
Yeah,
neighborhood.
exactly. Yeah. we both show up at class late, saying, "Oh man, sorry, I got caught in traffic. We're here to fight." We both figured that out separately.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at that as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, Homelo.
Oh, Edwin, but what's coming from you? What's the next tournament? Where you are?
So I hurt my knee. I was out for 3.5 months for my ACL. Like went back and forth about having surgery, not having surgery. So I didn't have surgery. I rehabbed my knee. So now I'm finally back. I've been back for maybe 2 weeks almost. So just trying to get back in shape. Maybe I'll fight the next Kazai. I'm not sure yet. I probably want to a warm-up fight before that. But, just getting back in shape. I'm just happy to be back on the mats. Cool. Opening my own academy next month with Homelo. So that's a pretty big
that's
goal
awesome.
and dream for me. I guess I wouldn't think at 26 years old I'd own an academy. I would think it would probably be maybe 30s, but it was the right timing to do it. So I'm excited for that. So that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, and you just told me that the school is kind of close to Homelo, so you're gonna still be able to go to Homelo and train and get ready for the tournament.
Exactly.
Right?
So I always have plans to maybe open my school in early 30s, mid 30s, but then I had the opportunity to open a school 10 minutes away from Homelo's and basically not change any of my routine.
Yep.
I'm just gonna have to train one time at my new gym, and I'm still gonna be able to go to Homelo's at the same time. And
that's awesome.
I don't think a lot of people are blessed with that opportunity. In their jiu-jitsu careers, they have to stop training or change their training to teach. So for me, it was a no-brainer to do it. So.
Yeah. I remember that was one of the things that I used to worry the most when I was training and competing. It was if I would move. I was living in Brazil. If I would move to US, if I would have enough training to train with. And then when Marcelo invited me to go to New York, I was like, that's the place.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
There is where I'm going to be able to teach and train. And
I think anytime you have an opportunity like that, you have to take it. I'm excited. It's going to be fun.
No, I agree. And so you were planning to do the Kasai, you said?
Yeah, I think so. I'll probably have a warm-up fight before then. I don't know if it's a BJJ Open or a fight to win or something. But my main goal is to fight the next Kasai. So.
Cool. Yeah, we were just talking about it downstairs, right? How good is Jiu-Jitsu nowadays, right? You can compete all these tournaments, make money, and
it's crazy. We're almost spoiled. I was telling Bernardo earlier, it's nuts, the generation he grew up, he came up in, it was the hardest,
Yep.
I used to watch him and, Rodolfo and Chechnya and Homelo kill each other for 6 fights or something
I agree.
Let's not make, I'm not trying to downplay it. The medal is great, and it gave you recognition for everything you are and everything, but at the end of the day, you're just fighting for a piece of metal, and you guys will get rewarded in other parts of life, but, I think that wasn't fair to you guys, but that's fine, but now the fans, they want to see crazy super fight, there's all this talk on Instagram, they gotta hype it up, they need an event, but back in the day we were spoiled as spectators. We used to watch super fights every tournament,
No, so. I agree 100%, and I think I think both is important, right? The recognition that you get when you win a big tournament, but also money in the pocket.
Yeah,
It's also important, right?
For sure. Yeah, so they're both nice.
Yeah, so I think the way jiu-jitsu is going, like that, you have the opportunity to do all these tournaments, man. I think that's huge, especially on your case, for example, that you're 26 years old. How many more years you have?
Definitely, and I think the generation younger than me, they're probably going to be.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
They're gonna have a crazy like I see these 16, 17-year-olds that they're doing some crazy stuff. So if they can keep it up, I'm sure they're gonna have even bigger opportunities. So I think jiu-jitsu is only getting bigger.
Yep.
You know, across the world, like more professional organizations. I think everyone's just taking jiu-jitsu like a little more professionally than rather just a hobby. You know, I think
I
like
agree.
the academies, like the tournaments, everything, they're not just doing it. They're doing it like in the right way. So I think that's just gonna help grow the sport.
No, I agree.
for sure.
I agree. Yeah, I think like as you said, like even the schools being more proficient, is more people joining jiu-jitsu and staying in jiu-jitsu, right?
Exactly.
So, oh, Edwin, but man, tell me more like about your lifestyle. As I just started the podcast here, man, I always see you're traveling somewhere, and you're really like living the jiu-jitsu lifestyle, right? That everybody talks about, like.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just try to live life. I don't know if that's from jiu-jitsu or that's just me. Like I just mean like that's just like my personality, you know. Like I try to enjoy my life, you know. Like I try to travel as much as I can. Unfortunately, probably I'm not gonna be able to travel as much since I'm gonna open my academy.
Yep.
But I try to. I mean, this life I'm blessed. You know, I'm blessed to have this. You know, I literally travel to train. I travel to teach. You know, I travel to compete, and like you can't get better than that. You know, but like I think a lot of people in jiu-jitsu they do use jiu-jitsu as a tool to travel and stuff, but they don't really like embrace like the traveling, you know, like people go to, well, I mean, this is different because like we didn't have that much time, let's say, but let's say they go like Barcelona, right? And then they just compete there. People are so focused on the tournament, they know they don't leave the hotel room. They just like eat like the healthy food. Forget about the food, but they just compete and they come back, you know, right? A lot of people just are like that. They're like too focused, you know. So I think I'm more like laid back. So I think that's why you guys see me. I'm like enjoying it, you know. Even though I'm like, I'll give you an example. I was in Rio. I'm gonna fight ACB Nogi Grand Prix. Okay, in Rio, I'm gonna fight Davi Ramos, Marsander, and like some guy from Chechnya, you know, a really tough guy, Tiago. The next day, you know, and the day before, my friends are like, "Man, there's a Copa do Brasil game, Flamengo and Cruzeiro. Do you want to go?" And everyone's like, "No way, bro! One day before the tournament, you know." And I'm like, "Is it a big game?" And he's like, "Yeah, it's the final of the Brazilian Cup, it's soccer game in Maracanã." I'm like, let's go, you know. So I'm there, you know.
This was one day before the tournament?
One day before the tournament. I'm like, whatever, Instagramming. I got pepper sprayed by the police, you know. I got stuck inside the stadium for 3 hours because Flamengo supporters were trying to kill me. And then I had to make weight. And the next day I fought the tournament, whatever. I lost in the final, but I mean, I had a good tournament. I tapped Davi Ramos, like, you know. But like, I think like that experience, having all that.
And there was no gi, right?
And it was no gi too, yeah.
Yeah, man. Davi was the ADCC champion.
Yeah.
ACC champ.
Yeah. So I think like besides that, I'm just saying like I like to like enjoy all the experiences, you know. So I think that's why people are like, "Oh man, you're always enjoying it." I'm like, yeah, I honestly don't care, you know. And like when I compete, I'm not scared to lose. I'm not scared to win. Like I literally don't care, you know. And like a lot of people like front that, like they're like, "Oh yeah, I don't care," you know. I'm just going out there and do my thing. But like I really don't care, you know. Like when you see me on the mat, I walk forward. I just like, you know, push the guy. I'm not disrespectful at all, but like I like.
Yeah, you're having fun, man.
Yeah, I literally enjoy the moment. You know, I enjoy this lifestyle. I have like a carefree attitude. I really don't care. So I think that's all it is. You know, I just try to enjoy the moment.
No, I got it.
That's great.
And I remember when Romulo was here, we talked a lot with him, and he was telling us that you're crazy confident. Like when you go compete, in your mind, everything's gonna work.
For sure.
How is it?
I don't know. You know, I don't know if I always had this as a kid. I don't know if I unlocked it through like life experience. But I think confidence is definitely my biggest asset, you know. Like my jiu-jitsu, I think if I could stay healthy for a little bit, I think my jiu-jitsu is just a little too crazy, you know. If I could stay healthy and if I could consistently train hard, I honestly think I could beat like anyone in the world in my weight class, you know. But
I believe too.
Because I think like the hardest thing about jiu-jitsu is just having confidence, you know. I see a lot of guys that are good in the gym, and then like in the tournament they just like deflate, you know.
Yeah, no, and I always say that anyone who wins the words on any belt, get ready because the guy's gonna be crazy tough. And you won the open class as a purple belt, right?
Yeah.
And you were lightweight?
Featherweight.
Featherweight, like that. I remember you hit Nicholas with the flying triangle in the fight.
And you actually didn't win your weight class that year.
And I lost my weight class, which was the funniest part, you know. So
but you won the open class.
Yeah, so life is crazy. I would never ever fight the open weight if I won my weight class. You
Talk
know?
a little bit about the lead up to it, about how you actually got selected to the team. and then the draw that you had.
Okay, yeah. So purple
So
belt.
first of all, you went there and you didn't win the weight class as a
Yeah,
purple.
so first of all, before that, all the belts, like white belt, blue belt, purple belt, my first year, I won every tournament. I lost three times in the world championship final. So I'm like, shit, you know, I'm winning every tournament. I have like this mental block. I can't win the purple belt. I can't win any world title. So I lost white belt and blue belt in the final. So then I get purple belt, my second year purple belt. My first year purple belt was horrible. I got smashed a lot of times, whatever. You know, I lost to good guys, but whatever. Second year purple belt, I started fighting. I win every tournament. I won like Europeans, Pan Ams, Abu Dhabi Pro. I don't think I lost a match, second year purple belt. I'm in the world championship final, featherweight, against a guy that I beat like a lot of times, like maybe 5 times. And I'm like, okay, like this is it, you know? Like I got this, you know? Like I beat this guy, I tapped this guy, I'm gonna beat this guy for sure. And then he ends up beating me, you know? And I'm like, shit, you know? Like how does this happen in me, you know? Like horrible, you know?
Wait, which round was that?
Purple belt.
Purple belt.
So purple belt featherweight, I lose in a final to this guy that I beat like a couple times before, you know, nice guy, you know, but then I'm like devastated, I'm like crying, I'm like I never wanted to do jiu-jitsu ever again in my life, you know, I was so pissed, you know? I'm like screw this sport, you know, like I don't know if it's God or I don't know who it is, but I'm cursed. I can't win a world title, you know. I can win. I think I had 6 Pan Am titles or 5 Pan Am titles, you know, and I couldn't win a world title. So then I'm like, all right, homo, like I need to fight the open weight, right? I'm gonna win. I'm telling you, I'm gonna win. Like I need to fight this. And before all this, during the year, I'm like joking everybody. I'm like, man, I'm gonna fight the weight the rules and I'm gonna flying triangle Nicholas. You know, I'm like joking. You know, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm gonna do it, bro. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
Because just to give some perspective, Murgali had won
Every match, undefeated.
He'd won every match that year.
One match away from double gold.
Yeah.
So I was just joking.
He won European, he won Abu Dhabi, he won Brazilian National,
everything,
he won
everything.
Pan,
Abu Dhabi, yeah.
He won double gold at
so
all
I was joking. I was like, man,
and he had just won his weight class at Worlds.
Exactly. So I was joking. I was like, man, can you guys imagine if I fight at the open weight in the world and I fly in triangle? That would be crazy, right?
And you weren't even the representative.
I wasn't representative. So I have Gabriel and Pedro, my friend. They're fighting in the open weight. They don't want to give me their spot. I understand. They're like,
because each team can only send 2 guys into the open class.
So there's a medium heavyweight and there's a middleweight and there's super heavyweight. Gabriel wants to fight for sure. My friend Pedro wants to fight. They both won the worlds. A gold medal, so they want to get double gold.
Yep.
So I'm like, you know, I can't really ask him to like let me fight. You know, I lost, but I'm like guys, I think I'm gonna win. You know, if you let me fight. So whatever. They tell me like I want to fight. Sorry, man. You know, we want to fight. I said okay, and whatever. I'm like pissed. You know, I'll never want to jiu-jitsu ever again. My friend Pedro's in the final, in his weight class. He's winning like 10-0. Like match is about to end, 8 seconds left. The other guy somehow gets a random armbar on him, almost breaks his arm. You know, like snaps his arm basically. You know, pops his whole arm. Then he can't compete anymore. You know.
So he couldn't do
He
the
still
open.
won, but
He still won, but he can't move his arm, you know. And the guy that did the arm lock did it just like, it's crazy that he just did it just to help me. Like I don't know, it was insane how it worked out. But the guy was losing 10-0. He did the arm bar, like you know, like a last second, like you know, arm bar, like whatever. I might get it in the world championship final, and he got it. But my friend didn't tap. He's not gonna tap if you're up, you know, 10-0 in the world championship final. Hurt his arm, so my friend wins. And he's like, dude, I can't compete anymore. You know, you could get my spot. I'm like, oh shit, okay, let's do it. You know, so I'm thinking I'm not gonna fight. I get the spot, so I'm like, okay, let's do it. Put my name in the bracket, and then they make the bracket, and then I look at the bracket, and I'm like, oh, awesome. You know, I look at the bracket. It's like John Combs first fight, second fight, random guy like super heavyweight. He was good. He was the only guy I didn't tap that day. Okay, and then I fight Jared Dopp, Gutenberg, and then Meregali in a row, you know? So I'm like, oh shit.
That's murderous, right?
Like, what am I supposed to do?
Man, I knew you
Yeah.
had won the open class of pro. I
Yeah.
didn't know that you beat all these guys.
All these guys, you know? So I'm like, what do I do? Homo's like, man, you're gonna win. Homo's like, tell me, like,
You
can
beat Jared Dopp and Gutenberg?
I tapped all of them, you know, with the same move, all triangles, you know. I think I had 13 fights that day.
Oh my god, man, that's crazy.
I kind of like did like a half flying triangle on Jared Dopp.
Okay, wow.
Man, that's impressive.
I tapped John Combs with a footlock. I did like a half guard triangle on Gutenberg.
Man,
and then
that's
I fly,
crazy.
and then I get to the final against Meregali. I took like 6 scoops of pre-workout, 7 scoops of pre-workout. You know, I'm keep taking pre-workout. You know, I'm just like, all right, like you know, I'm just like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. You know, but I'm gonna try to win. You know, like I'm gonna do something. I'm telling Homelu, like I already told Homelu before the win. I said, look, I'm gonna win. I don't know how, but I'm gonna do it. Like
So you're hopped up on amphetamine.
somehow,
And you're ready to
I
go.
told Homelu, I was like joking. I was like, hey, if I fly and challenge this guy, you're gonna give me a brown belt, 1 stripe. And he's like, okay, you got it. I'll give you brown belt with one stripe if you flying triangle. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it right now. Watch this, you know. And then whatever. The fight starts. I flying triangle him. I beat him, and then I get promoted. You know, so pretty crazy.
Did you give it to you one stripe?
Brown belt one stripe.
He gave me brown belt with one stripe on the podium. Yeah. And that's the only stripe I ever got in any of my belts. I never got a stripe. You know.
That's funny.
You can literally see the podium picture. I have one stripe on there.
That's awesome.
It was hilarious. Yeah.
That's
so,
awesome.
No,
Probably the hardest.
very well deserved.
Yeah, so probably the hardest bracket I'll ever have. I think it doesn't get harder than that, you know. So
Man, that's awesome.
yeah, it's 4 like legends, you know. And probably if I ever fought him again, even now, I'd probably get smashed. But I retired after the open weight. After
And
that.
then you won the World as a brown belt as well, right?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
So I think that, like I was always confident, but that was the moment that like made me like everyone has this like, you know, as an athlete, like everyone has a moment in their career where they gain like supreme confidence, you know, like okay, like I could do this, you know, like I have the ability to beat anybody, you know. So I think that was a moment where I gained a lot of confidence, you know. And then when I got my brown belt, like I was a brown belt for like maybe like I was brown belt for 1 year, but I had surgery and stuff, so I was basically only wore a brown belt for like 6 months.
Got it.
And then yeah, I won the Worlds, I won the Europeans, won the Pan Ams, and I got my black belt really quick. So for me, like purple to black was really quick, you know. Like I was a purple belt fan of all these guys, and then like literally 1.5 years later, I'm fighting Lepre in the World's final, you know, and I'm like, oh shit, you know. I used to like I never even like the thought of me fighting him never even crossed my mind, you know. Like I never even dreamed about it, you know. Like seriously, you know.
Because your first year of black belt, you made it to the final.
But like,
my first year as a black belt got to the finals. It's
I mean, you won the Pan Ams the first year, right? The black belt.
Second year.
Second year. But the first year, like I didn't even think about it. You know, I was like, man, if I make it to the second day on Sunday, oh, that's amazing, you know. And then I win my first final.
First year as a black belt getting the finals is like crazy impressive. Like
yeah, the first year, and I wasn't even good, honestly. You know, like now I look back.
Nah, come on, man.
I swear, I promise you, like I'm so much.
It's a purple and brown belt.
But I'm so much better now than I was on my first year black belt. Like I was not even good. I was just so confident, you know. I won the Pan Ams my first year black belt, then I got second at the Worlds, you know. Just like just on confidence.
I think competing as a black belt is more about a mental game, right? Everybody trains hard. Right?
It's all a mental game. Yeah, you know? The whole game is a mental game.
Yeah.
So like I was mentally prepared to beat everybody, but like the thought of me fighting Lepre and someone that good never crossed my mind, you know. So like on Sunday I beat the first guy. Semi-final, I'm only thinking about Lengi. I'm thinking about fighting Lengi. You know, like I watch Lengi. Like Lengi is one of my idols. You know, like my game. I love Spider Guard. I always watch Lengi. You know, I'm thinking about like, bro, how am I gonna beat Lengi? How am I gonna beat Lengi? This Gabriel Hola beats Lengi. You know, so I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. And then like I never thought about Holdo, you know, in my mind, you know, so I didn't have like any like fear of fighting him, you know. So I think I darsed him in like maybe like 1 minute or 40 seconds, you know. Wow. And then I look at home, I'm like, oh, I'm in the Black Belt World Championship final.
And then what's impressive is that you do the darts with gi, right?
With the gi,
that's impressive.
Yeah,
like,
which we went over today. Stay tuned
we shot a lot of material on it today.
Yeah. So guys, today Edwin shot one instruction all about submissions, right?
Yeah.
So it's like triangles, darts,
and the steam lock. So.
Yeah, and the steam lock.
Yeah. So
and I have seen you doing that a lot.
The steam lock is really nasty. I felt it.
Yeah. He's like, can you show it to me? I'm like, with jeans on? He's like, yeah. I said, okay, no problem.
So guys, it's gonna come out soon on BJJFanatics.com. Make sure to check it out.
Yeah,
I bet it's gonna be one of the nicest one. And we don't have too many instructions about submissions, like all about submissions.
Most of them,
so I'm sure this is
a lot
gonna
of sweeps
be
and passing.
And I think I can easily say here that you have the best flying triangle in the world, right?
I hope so. I mean, I don't. Yeah,
certainly
maybe.
the most famous ones.
I say that for you. Don't worry.
Did you see yesterday? Henzo made a post. There's a guy, almost like a parkour guy.
That's crazy.
Who jumped,
I saw that.
Who jumped and landed on a pylon. And he actually gave a shout out to Edwin saying,
when he hit the flying shot, and my Instagram, I'm like, oh, 500 new followers. And like, what happened? You know, like Henzo gave you a shout out. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So, it was nice. So,
and when is actually the last time you hit a flying triangle?
I don't know. I think I did one like maybe like last. Well, I only competed one time since like June, so maybe like last like February maybe. Last year,
so you have hit them as a black belt.
Yeah, I have. I honestly stopped doing it because it was like boring to me, you know. Like it was like I just wanted to like, you know, like it was obviously hard to do it as well. Like it's people are defending it, but like I try to like change up my game, you know. So like when people started figuring it out, that's when I started doing like judo, like collar drags and stuff like that. So I'm always trying to change up my game. I feel like even now I'm kind of like over the darts. Now I'm like really into guard passing. I enjoy guard passing. So the game is always evolving. You know,
But man, the fun thing about seeing the flying triangle that you do is that looks like it's going on in slow motion.
Yeah.
Right? have you seen it? Of course you did, like watching a video. You really do like in slow motion. Don't know what happens. The leg gets out, and many times it's from the single leg, right?
I do a lot from the single leg. I do from like double collar. You know,
Man, it's impressive. And how did you learn that? Did you drill? You said you don't like drilling. Did you drill that?
To be honest,
or just start throwing?
One day I was sparring with this brown belt at our gym. I was a purple belt. I collar dragged in. He like posted his hand on my shoulder, and I just jumped and I got it, you know. And I was like, hold on, let me do that one more time, you know. And then I did it against him, and I'm like, okay, that was cool. And I just thought about it for like 3 days. I fought San Francisco Open, like I think maybe 2 days after. Milton Bastos. I don't know if you guys know him. He's like in the jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, I know him.
He was a referee.
He's a
you know?
BJJ guy, right?
Yeah, he was like the referee, and then I was like, man.
I'm not sure if he's BTT.
He was like training with
I
Kyle.
don't think so.
And
Yeah,
stuff.
he trains with Kyle. No, you're confusing.
Yeah.
No,
He's like artist. Yeah, what he's a Chechnya and stuff. He's doing that, but he was a referee, you know. And then I was like, man, he was my friend, but he was refereeing my matches as well. And I was like, Milton, I think I figured out a crazy move. I'm gonna try it today. Okay, he was a referee of my match, you know, and he's like, "What the hell is this talking about?" I'm like, just wait, you know. I think I figured out something crazy, you know. And I did 4 in a row, you know. I had 5 fights, San Francisco Open, like it's not a big deal, you know. The guys weren't that tough, but I did 4 in a row, you know. And I was like, and I did 4, and everyone's like, "Dude, what the hell?" You know. And I'm like, guys, I think I just discovered the craziest move, you know.
And you had learned it 2 days before?
Yeah, like 3 days before, you know. I'm like, guys, I think I just discovered the easiest way to do it, you know. 2 collars, you know. No one's ever done that, you know. Because they don't expect it, you know, 2 hands on a collar without grabbing sleeves or shoulders, you know. So like that day, I was like, all right, I think I can I could probably do this to a lot of people, you know, in the next like year, you know, till people figure it out. So I think I did like 50 that first year, you know, maybe 55.
50 flying
I did a
triangles?
lot. I did like 3 every tournament, you know, 3, 4 every tournament, you know. Like the Worlds that year, I did like 4, you know, because I fought the weight and open weight, and I had 13 fights in one day. 13 fights, insane. You know?
Wow.
And I think I did like a couple, you know. I did a lot that year, you know. Like it was like people had no idea how to stop it, you know, because it was double collar. You know?
And at Homels, you guys start standing?
Yeah, every single sparring. I think I started
so
sparring since like blue belt. I can't even remember when I started on the knees, you know.
I got it.
I guess it's the everyday Pohada mentality. But only us though. Now like the lower belts start on the knees because there's like less people.
I got it.
But like when I started jiu-jitsu, I was really lucky. Like I was telling Zenga before, like how I literally walked into the random school by the subway, and it happened to be Homolub Hall, you know. I didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, you know, and I didn't know.
And by Subway, you mean like the sandwich place?
Like literally Subway sandwich place, and there was a it didn't even say jiu-jitsu, it said martial arts next to it, you know. And I'm like, oh, it's close to my house, you know. I want to train, you know. So I walked in, I did Muay Thai. They said, oh, you want to do jiu-jitsu? There's like this Brazilian guy, you know, he's pretty good, you know. And I'm like, come on, like, there's no way the 5-time world champion has like a small school next to Subway, you know. It was like 1,500 square feet, you know, a tiny place, you know, like no showers, like horrible, you know, terrible place, you know. And then like, yeah, so I got really lucky, you know. So like at the time there was like no higher belts, you know. Like we had 1 brown belt, he was the only black belt, you know, no purple belts, barely any blue belts, you know. So I was like really lucky to like learn from him, you know, like, and then like it was all by luck, you know. Like, I literally got mentored from Homos since 16 years old until now, you know, 10 years.
You got the very best mentor.
Yeah, so like it was pretty crazy, you know. I got really lucky. So sometimes, I don't know, life is crazy, you know. But like, who would have known? I mean, it's kind of off topic, but
One
like,
thing,
you know, but
so you're obviously a very creative guy. The flying triangle is not the first thing you invented. Tell Bernardo about another hold that you invented as a white belt.
Bernardo's gonna reach over and punch me in the face. But when I was a white belt, I did like a no-arm triangle.
What was that?
I did a no-arm triangle when I was a white belt.
I know this story really well.
And then Homo was like, man, did you create that? And I'm like, I don't know, I think so. I just did it. And he's like, I'm gonna use this at the Black Belt World Championship, and when I do, I'm gonna come hug you. I'm gonna point at you. Unfortunately, he was on the nicest guy ever in jiu-jitsu history, so I'll never brag about it. But yeah, it was.
But it was actually you that invented it as a white belt and taught it to your world champion black belt instructor.
Yeah, so guys, this is a good story. My second year as a black belt, I had won the Pan Am's double gold. I went to the Worlds. I was crazy confident. I was like, God, this is year I'm gonna do well in the open class and in my divisions and that. So then in the open class quarterfinals, I fought against Romulo Barral. Pull guard, got a sweep. I'm on top.
Winning the whole fight, yeah.
Winning the fight. And then I was in the double under. And then when I saw Romulo had a triangle without arms on me, and then I was like just about to sleep and I tapped. And then I was like, what the hell? What's going on? And then I remember I cried. I was all upset. And then Romulo came to me. I was like, bro, I swear to God, who taught me this position was on white belt. And he just told me that this white belt was you in this trip that he came here. Like,
wow.
I
didn't know that he told
I was
you.
like, who is this white belt?
I didn't know that he told
Screw
you.
this guy.
No, he told me the day of the tournament,
Really?
you know, like some hours after. And he was like, man, who taught me this thing was on white belt? You're not going to believe this and that. And I was thinking that he placed the hand like this with using his thumb. I was like, man, it was so deep, so it was so tight. And then this trip, he told me, oh, that white belt was Edwin. I was like, God.
Freaking guy.
Freaking guy. Yeah. No, but I swear to God that I thought he had used his thumb. Because the legs cover the hand, right? So you can't see if the person is doing like this. But then he showed me, he placed this part here.
It's pretty cool.
And you invented that as a white belt?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if like I'm pretty sure I invented it. You know, I never saw anyone else do it. You know, I think I just, you know, when like my jiu-jitsu, I've always done like crazy stuff, you know, in the gym. Like if you see me roll, Homo always like talk shit to me, you know. He's like, bro, you don't know how to train, you know. You're insane, you know. I'm like jumping around, trying crazy. Like I think if you like recorded my training sessions and I posted it on Instagram every week, I'd be like one of the most popular guys, you know. Because like, and that's why I get hurt all the time too. I'm never healthy for any tournaments because I'm just like scrapping, you know,
trying everything,
trying to kill people, you know, and trying to go hard. So I think like one of those crazy scrambles ended up being that. I don't know, you know. I can't remember.
But I bet this is one of the reasons that now all this super fight, all the tournaments invite you.
I'm sure. Yeah, I mean,
they know it's a show.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like we're entertainers, you know, we're in entertaining business. You know, you see a lot of guys in jiu-jitsu, they're like they don't have a personality, they don't have a brand. It doesn't matter if they're like a 5-time world champion. No one wants to see them fight. You know, no one wants to buy their product and all this stuff. So at the end of the day, like, you know, I mean, we're not like MMA, but like we do have to learn some lessons from them, you know. We definitely have more respect in our sport, but at the end of the day, we are still trying to sell like.
No, I agree.
Like, you know, I mean, I do agree that we have to be more respectful. Some people take it overboard, you know, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, like we have to have personality, you know. I think jiu-jitsu has a lot of people that just like follow each other, you know.
No, I agree 100%. You know? And I can tell you that I'm one of the when you compete, winning or losing, I'm curious to see what you're gonna post next day.
Thank you.
Guys, boy's back.
The kid is back.
The kid is back.
I love that.
And then you have your coffee.
Yeah. You know. We had a good weekend, bro. We had the coffee.
So talk about some of the crazier places you've competed. I know you competed in Russia.
Probably the craziest place I've ever been to and competed in is probably Chechnya. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that. I don't know if the CIA is gonna come after me, but yeah.
Talk about what the show was like behind the scenes.
It was pretty nuts. We flew to Russia. We had was it 13 hours to Russia, and then we had to like change airports in Russia, sleep in Russia. So that was like already like a full day, and then the next morning we had to change airports in Russia, fly to Dagestan, take like a 7-hour bus I think or 6-hour bus to Chechnya, and then get there. Compete for ACB. Huge stadium with not a lot of people in there, you know.
So just a huge stadium, no people, and free TV. So just no plan to make money.
I think they just love jiu-jitsu and they're just down to make events, you know, from what it seemed like. So it was
interesting.
Interesting experience, you know. Hopefully ACB will come back. You know, I had a good experience. I like all the guys there. They really love jiu-jitsu. They're actually like big fans of it, you know, like which you would think they're like more like wrestlers and stuff. They actually love the gi and they love training. But yeah, you know, it was pretty crazy experience. You know, I never thought in my life when I started jiu-jitsu I'd be in Chechnya competing jiu-jitsu, but
So you didn't get to train or anything in Dagestan?
I trained in Chechnya with a guy named Arby. He's like the first Chechen black belt.
Okay.
He's like the co-president of ACB.
I heard they have a beautiful school over there.
They have probably the craziest school I've ever seen in my life.
Really?
Yeah, it's probably like.
In Chechnya?
In Chechnya, it's probably like 40,000 square feet.
40,000 square feet.
They have they have their own hotel. They have a hotel where the fighters stay at right next to it.
A hotel is that included in the 40,000?
I think it's like probably
40,000
separate.
Like
huge.
12 times the size of this.
Yeah, it's
the both floors.
It's a huge facility. They have their own hotel. They have their own like chefs for like the people that stay there.
Wow.
And, like food and like all this stuff. So
it's like the UFC Performance Center or something, like on par with that.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say as like that nice of a gym, you know, but like their number one goal is just to make the greatest fighters ever there. You
Wow.
know? So like, yeah, so it's pretty cool. You know, for one time they were like inviting all these guys there. I know like Homo was there, Andre Galval,
Yeah.
Pachi Gagio, like all those guys were like going for like week camps. Brawley was there multiple times. So
I
like
hope there are more like
people like
from
that.
government
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
I remember
They really love jiu-jitsu, you know. So
like,
it's cool. You know?
There's like Sheikh from Abu Dhabi, right? And
Yeah,
then
yeah,
at some
yeah.
point there was the Sheikh from Jordania.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then there is the
I think now
this one from Chechnya.
Yeah, I
and
think
then-
now in Bahrain too, like the
Bahrain,
Prince. There's an
yes,
alliance there
yes.
with Reza, you know.
I
So it's like
remember-
Qatar.
Qatar, yeah. So I mean, like I think jiu-jitsu is so small niche that we need people like this to like,
Yeah,
grow
I-
our sport. Like
No,
you
I
know,
agree.
So sometimes like those like we need that support in our sport.
And talk about one of your sparring partners, Khabib. I know he brought you in. You did some specific training with him.
Yeah, he's an animal. You know, I'm really good friends with Ali. He called me in to help him with Khabib for a Tony Ferguson fight. Because I helped Rafael dos Anjos a lot for a 20 fight, and yeah, it was a great experience. I think a lot of people would be surprised with his jiu-jitsu. He's actually legit.
So I mean, you're talking about you're a world black belt silver medalist.
He's
and
good.
you, and you weren't just ripping through him.
He's legit, you know. I think if he fought ADCC, he would do good. Like, you know, honest opinion. Like,
ADCC, you think you do okay?
yeah.
You think you'd win fights?
But he would win fights. It would be hard to beat him, you know. Like he's an animal, you know. The thing is, like,
So you weren't subbing him at all.
yeah, like no, like he's good, you know. He's legit, you know. He's definitely not a pushover, you know. I don't like to call him that much about training and stuff, you know. But like he's good, you know. I don't know if he beat like.
And talk about his size.
He's a big boy, you know. I think he was
So
like
he gets
200,
down-
205 maybe when I was training with him.
So he competes at 155, and he was 205.
Yeah.
You showed me a picture when you were about 185.
He's an animal,
he
like-
was noticeably bigger than you.
Yeah, because like I've trained a lot of MMA guys, and a lot of MMA guys are really good. Like, you know, and like I think like I've trained with most of like the good jiu-jitsu guys in MMA, you know,
Yeah.
and like you wouldn't expect like okay, like you know how it is when you train jiu-jitsu and like
Yeah.
alright, this guy's really good at grappling. I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
has he trained the gi? Has he competed in the gi? No.
Yeah.
There's no way he's good. Like right? Like
Yeah.
no matter how good you are, if you haven't competed in the gi or competed like, you know.
But Khabib, even if Gi was
No, I didn't train in the gi.
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
just saying, like, even though, like, any no-gi grappler, like, Samo guy, wrestler, like, it's going to be hard for them to
Yeah.
keep up with us, you know?
Yeah.
They're
It's
just
different.
technically not the same, you
Yeah.
know? But he's legit, you know? He's legit, you know? I'm not saying he's going to beat the best guys, but he could definitely hang. Like, none of us would smash him, you know?
Wow.
Let's put it that way. So he's legit, you know? A lot of people, that's why people are asking, like,
That's
oh,
impressive.
how's he going to do a Conor, you know? And I was like, man, I think he's going to murder him, you know? Because you can't train for that, you know?
Wow.
And I have friends that fought him, like Rafael dos Anjos fought him, and he's like, yeah, he's the strongest guy I've ever fought, you know? And like,
Supposedly his cardio is just unstoppable.
unbelievable. I don't even think he has good cardio. He just doesn't stop, you know, to be honest, you know. He just like
He just fights through it.
he's just like a bear, you know, like really like he literally grew up training bears. Like I think he's just like
and
he's a beast.
How is his wrestling?
It's good, you know. He just like every time I stood up, he just take me down again with the same thing, you know, the same thing, you know. He's a grinder, you know. I wouldn't even
So
say
he-
his wrestling's technically like, you know, like that technical. He's just a beast, you know. He doesn't stop, you know, smothers you like. If you train 5-minute rounds with him, you are gonna die. You know, like you're gonna be dead. And
What's-
when he had punches and stuff, God bless you.
What's your quote about that? About skill beating technique or technique beating?
How is it? Technique beats strange, and will beats technique.
Yeah.
That's the.
So yeah, I think he has like really strong will. Like I mean, you hear him in interviews. Like he's not kidding when he says
He
like,
doesn't look like he's
yeah,
smart.
like send me location, I will break you. Like that's not a joke, you know. Like that's serious, you know. Like he's like a real like he's willing to die in there, you know. That's
Yeah.
like you know that's serious, you know. So like that's
Yeah,
that's the
yeah.
way he trains too. So I have a lot of respect for him. You know, I helped him out a little bit. Hopefully he fights Tony Ferguson next. So. The kid will be back in the camp, but yeah, it'll be cool. Probably Tony Ferguson probably hates you by now. I'm helping everybody try to beat him, so sorry if you're watching this, Tony. But gotta help my boys out. But people think I look like Tony too, so it's hilarious, you know. So I was helping Rafa dos Anjos for his camp with Tony Ferguson, and I lived with him for like almost 2-3 months.
Really?
With Rafa, yeah. And actually, I think this is when I got really good at the Dars. Because I was good at the Dars, but then like for 2 months, my job was only to Dars Rafael.
Because
That was
Tony
a-
Ferguson has a really good
Dars.
dart.
So that's literally the only thing I did. I trained with Rafa every single day, twice a day, and I could only Dars him, you know, pretty much. You know, that was my goal, you know. So I think that's where my Dars got a lot better. But
Wow.
like I was hanging out with him in Mexico City and stuff for the fight because it was like high altitude. So we were there like a month earlier.
Yep.
And everyone would come to the restaurants and take pictures with us and like, oh man, Tony and Rafa, you guys are having lunch together, you know? crazy, bro, awesome, you know, can I have a picture of Tony, you know? And I'm like, yeah, no problem, bro. So I played it off like the whole camp, you know. I took pictures of probably 100 people. They probably tagged Tony, but yeah, it was just funny.
So by training in
funny
Mexico
experience.
City, did you feel like your cardio got better?
I did, but then I read something that like your cardio goes back to normal after 3 days. So
Okay, yeah.
So you just like, yeah, but I'll tell you this, when I first got to Mexico City, I felt like absolute shit, you know?
Really?
Like, I think I trained like 3 minutes and I almost like threw up, you know? So like how to, they're like 10,000 elevation.
Yeah.
So we trained in Mammoth for 2 weeks for that fight, I think, or 10 days to get ready for Mexico City. And we flew straight to Mexico City, like
Okay.
to the airport. So that was a really good experience. That was like my first experience. My first time cornering UFC fight too, like in a corner in a main event. Like I've never done that before, and like being part of a fight camp, and I was like, I don't really think I want to fight MMA, you know? Like this is hard, you know? Seeing my friend like suffer and almost die, you know, cutting weight, you know, cutting 40, 50 pounds to make weight, like, you know, I was like, all right, you know, maybe jiu-jitsu's okay, you know. Jiu-jitsu's fun, you know. I've never suffered like this to fight, you know. So like I gained a lot of respect for MMA fighters after that experience. I was like, wow, like these guys go through hell and back, you know, to do this. You know, it's not easy. People think it's like they're just talking shit and then throwing bombs. Like it's a really hard sport, you know. So I have a
you
lot of respect
lose
for
all
them.
this weight, which might be like a nightmare. And the next day you're gonna fight. It's
And
not
you gotta
that.
fight again, you know. Now they don't have IVs and then the brain damage and stuff. So I have a lot of respect to them. I gained a lot of respect for them after that, and I definitely reconsidered like fighting MMA. But we'll see. Maybe one day for fun, I'll fight a couple of fights.
But you don't think about having a career or anything like that, right?
I don't think I'll have a career. I honestly think that my personality and my style was made for that. You know, like I feel like I could be a big star in MMA, but like I feel like my style and like you know being like outspoken and all this stuff, like
Yeah.
you know like that's made for MMA. You know, like to be big in MMA. Like that's not like jiu-jitsu is more about like you know.
Yeah,
I mean,
really,
I'm respectful, but like you know, the jiu-jitsu is more like
I know exactly what you
it's
mean.
tailored for like you
Yeah.
know like so like you know my you know, but. I don't know. We'll see. You never know. So
Yeah.
don't come back if I'm like UFC champ and say that, man, you know, you see, you almost didn't fight, but
Yeah, and you're 20. You said 26.
26.
Right?
So
Yeah,
we'll
but
see.
you're- yeah.
I'll definitely fight very soon for fun, and
Okay.
we'll go from there. But yeah, I think I fought a lot when I was a kid, and I think maybe like now that like I don't wanna like I don't know. I feel like I've already changed that chapter in life, but we'll see.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, Edwin, and nowadays, who trains together with you guys? Man, you guys might have like probably the best. Let's call it the training camp in the world nowadays. Right? It's like you, Gabriel, Romulo, Otávio, who else?
Victor Silverio.
Vitor Silverio.
Yeah, we have a lot of guys. We have Felipe Pena a lot of time.
Felipe
Maybe
Pena
6
comes
months
all the
out of the
time.
year. We have Sergio Tulio. We have Majid. We have like AJ or Orlando. I'm trying to think. Like we have a lot of guys. You know, we have a lot of visitors. You know, a lot of guys that train there. But those are probably like the main guys that are there every day. They have a lot of lower
Okay.
belts as well. There's a lot of guys behind the scenes too that not a lot of people like talk about. They're not big names, but like, they
Yeah.
help us out a lot too. Like, there's a guy Felipe Trovo. He's a new guy.
Yep.
He fought a couple of Podio. Jason Hunt, he was here helping Homo.
Yeah.
He's like probably the guy that taught me the most jiu-jitsu in my life, to be honest, you know?
Really?
Yeah, he's like a secret weapon, you know? I almost like... I'm like
Yeah, he's seen stuff. I don't know if him or he looks like that.
I like to like, keep him like, you know, like... I always joke, I'm like, Jason, I'm not going to hype you up, you know? I want to keep you a secret weapon, you know?
No, because we thought he was really sharp when he was here. I think we're going to talk to him about a video at some point.
Yeah.
If he makes a DVD, I think it might be like... It might be the best guard passing DVD. Like I'm not
Really?
like that's not biased. Like that man is a genius. You know.
Yeah, I
he-
showed a YouTube technique of him. I like he showed like
It's like
what was
Danner.
kind of how
It's
to
like
pass
it's
it.
like when people talk about Danner being a genius.
Really?
Like he's like when it comes to guard passing, he's like at that level in the gi. You know, he's very very talented.
And he's a hairstylist.
He's actually a world renowned, like world famous
Yeah.
hairstylist. Used to be the head professor at Vidal Sassoon
Funny.
in Santa Monica. Hilarious.
Really?
And,
Yeah, you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
If he sees this, he's probably gonna murder me. Sorry,
Yeah.
Jason, but you know,
He's
gotta-
good. I mean, we're
gotta-
saying he's good at cutting hair. What can
Yeah,
we say
no,
about
but
that?
he hates that. You know.
Really?
Yeah, he's trying to keep it low key, but
But
it's
he
okay,
did
it's okay.
seem really sharp. when
Embrace
he
your
was
roots.
Yeah, for sure.
Embrace your roots. But
Yeah.
no,
Okay.
he's a really smart guy. He's like a world-renowned hairstylist, you know.
All right, so let's talk
And
to
now
him.
he also opened a school together with Florian, right?
Exactly, yeah. He's like partners with Kendi Florian. He runs Meraki, so I guess he's not that much of a secret weapon anymore. But yeah, I try to go there once a week. I try to train with him.
And you
in
train,
Meraki.
and this is like a super good judo guy, the judo Olympic guy.
Ugo is his name.
Yeah.
He's like a French Olympian. Yeah, JC's like a black belt in judo as well.
And he's supposed to be super good.
He's
too,
really
right?
good. So like
Wow.
he's good. He has
Cool.
like probably the worst scar ever, but he has a
Really?
really good top game in judo, so it makes up for it. But Yeah, he's another good guy. There's a lot of guys behind the scenes, but yeah, there's a lot of tough training. And I just think like Homo's like mentality of like everyday porrada just makes everybody tough, you know?
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
even if they're not good, they're trying to kill you, you know?
Yeah.
So then it's like, okay, like this guy might be horrible training, but if he's trying to murder me, you know,
Yeah,
going 100
yeah,
miles an
yeah.
hour, it's gonna be good training, you know?
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
so yeah, I think that's why everyone's just like, even if they're not good, they're tough at least mentally.
Okay.
So.
And how is it over there? There's like a competition class every day. How is it?
We have a competition class basically every day, but the main competition class is like 3 times a week: Monday, Wednesday,
Got it.
Fridays at 9 a.m. And then we all train at 12 on Tuesday, Thursdays as well. So in the mornings, you know. And then we have a lot. I would say there's probably like 30 competitors, not that much. I think we have 600 normal students. So it's a very small percentage, like a 5%. And I think like, I don't think a lot of schools are good at this, but I think everyone at a school understands the difference between competitors and like the average person that trains jiu-jitsu. So like no one at our school goes into the regular class and tries to beat up like a regular guy.
yeah,
You know,
that's
whereas
cool.
I think there's like a problem in like other schools where like competition guys have that problem. You know,
Yeah.
like everyone's really respectful. Everyone like helps the regular students and you know all that stuff. So I think we're really good at having that balance. You know,
I
so,
got it.
so people like training there, but yeah.
Yeah, normally it comes from the leader, right? If the
From the top,
I bet Homo is.
Yeah,
like that.
but don't get me wrong, we've had
I
a
bet-
lot of trouble. We've had to kick out a lot of people, like maybe like
Oh, yeah.
20, 30 people over the years, you know, like
Oh, yeah.
kids that are just crazy, you know,
Okay.
come to the regular class and try to beat up students and bully them. And it's like,
You get a lot of crazy people in jiu-jitsu.
look, in jiu-jitsu, I'll tell you this. I don't know if anyone's ever made a quote about this, but you definitely meet the greatest people you will meet in your life, and you definitely meet the craziest people you ever meet in your life. You know?
Yeah.
That's a fact, you know. There's because honestly, and the good people are crazy as well, but they're just crazy in a good way, you know.
Yeah.
Because like to do jiu-jitsu, you need to be a little crazy, you know. Like you need to have a commitment. Like jiu-jitsu is not like it's not like going to yoga.
Yeah.
It's not like going to lift weights. Like
yeah.
you need to love jiu-jitsu, you know.
Yeah.
Like, you
One of
have
my
to
good
really-
friends says normal people just don't stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, they don't because like and like I think you're not gonna get better at jiu-jitsu if you don't really commit to it. You know, like you have to think about it all the time. You
No,
know?
I agree.
Yeah.
Like you know, you
It's
have to train
obsessive.
consistently. It's obsessive, but you have to be because someone's choking you.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I agree.
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
That's why you know, like you don't want to get choked, but
No, I agree.
Yeah.
No, but this is amazing about jiu-jitsu because many times, like now, especially now we're selling videos and that, I see guys like the guy's a doctor, for example. He works in the hospital all day long, and then he can say, "Oh, Bernardo, yesterday I was watching this guy DVD." I was like, "Really? You were watching? Like you came home from the hospital? You met your wife?"
No, they like
and
that. Yeah. It's
Especially now that you have a school, like we meet the people that actually are buying the DVDs, and they're like super successful people,
Yeah, you
and
know,
like they're clearly stressed out about this problem,
Yeah.
with escaping from side control.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
this is what you worry about.
It's
Like,
unbelievable.
yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So I think it's almost like a meditation, you know. Like
It's-
that's the way to get out of
Yeah.
the world for like 30 minutes and
it's
maybe on the mat or off the mat watching the instructional.
Yeah, it's crazy. People ask me like, "What is it like train jiu-jitsu?" I'm like, man, I can't tell you if you're gonna like it. I can't tell you if you're gonna hate it. You have to just try it. You know, that's
You
it.
either like it or you don't.
Try it for 3 months. You're either gonna love it or you're gonna absolutely hate it. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
You know.
By the way, do you study jiu-jitsu?
To be honest, not really. You know,
I got it.
not really. I used to a lot before, but then I feel like, I don't know. I used to be like obsessed with jiu-jitsu. Like absolutely.
So at some point you studied a lot of jiu-jitsu.
I did study a lot of
watched
jiu-jitsu. I used to be
instructionals
obsessed
and
with jiu-jitsu. Like I only did jiu-jitsu, you know. And then it came to my point in my life where I felt like I wasn't enjoying jiu-jitsu.
I got it.
You know, like I feel like it was kind of like my job, you know. And then
No, but it's cool to hear that to build who you are.
Yeah.
You studied a lot at some point.
I definitely like.
I heard
used
you
to-
say
I
it
used
before.
to-
You're studying new judo throws. You're studying new collar drags. You stop using the flying triangle.
I still study jiu-jitsu. Don't get me wrong, you know. But like,
Yeah.
there's like times in my day where I do not think about jiu-jitsu anymore. Like,
got
I
it.
shut
No,
it off.
I know exactly
I shut
what
it
you
off
mean.
my brain. You know, like from 8 p.m. till 1 a.m. when I sleep or 2 a.m. when I sleep, I do not think about jiu-jitsu at all. You
No,
know?
I
like,
agree.
Like I shut it off, you know. But I definitely before that I watch jiu-jitsu videos during the day and all this stuff. But there was came a time in my life where like it was like jiu-jitsu was everything, you know. And like that wasn't fun for me, you know. Like I did jiu-jitsu because we do jiu-jitsu because we love it, you know. We enjoy it.
It's funny
So-
that you talk about how you go to bed at like 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Every jiu-jitsu guy stays up late.
Yeah, I do.
Every jiu-jitsu
What's
guy,
that?
every jiu-jitsu guy is a late person.
Yeah. I'm,
What do you mean, like?
Like no one's like,
staying
oh, you
up
know how
late.
you like you wake up at 5 a.m. No, I don't wake. I don't know what color the sky is at 5 a.m.
I'm late. Yeah, I
no
go
one
sleep
in
very
jiu-
late and I wake up late.
no one in jiu-jitsu goes to bed early. It's just
Yeah,
the way
yeah,
it is.
Yeah.
It's the way our brains are programmed.
That's just like I think you're just too hyped from like night training
exactly,
or anything.
exactly.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a big like fan of video games, so I'm like playing Fortnite,
Oh, really?
you know, and all that stuff. So watch out for my Twitch channel coming soon 4 night streams. But yeah. I enjoy like but yeah, that's
No, I know exactly what you're saying because nowadays, for example, I still love jiu-jitsu. I love to be on the mat. I love to train. I love to share. But if I'm on the mat more than, let's say, like 3 or 4 hours, I'm kind of freaking
That's
out.
my cap too. I do not go on the mat more than 3-4 hours. No way. Even if I know it's gonna make my jiu-jitsu better, I just feel like for my saneness, like I'm okay. Like I'm good.
And I think it is like that because it's my hobby, but it's also my work.
Exactly.
Sometimes you don't want to work.
And also, you did it for so long too.
Exactly.
I mean, like, you've been training for much longer than me. But like from like white belt to like basically brown belt, I train like 3 times a day, every single day. It's all I did.
When did you start?
So when I was 16 years old.
Oh man, that's cool. I thought you had started when you were a kid.
No, yeah. So when I was training, I was 16 years old, and now I'm 10 years, almost 10 years.
Yeah, that's impressive.
In May, it'll be 10 years of jiu-jitsu. I got my black belt in 6 years. Yeah.
So in 6 years, from the day you started, 6 years later, you were in the finals of the black belt.
Yeah,
That's very impressive.
7, yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
So 2016, you were in the finals.
Yeah.
I mean, I always say that. I don't know if jiu-jitsu is fair or unfair because if you really train crazy hard, you get good quick. And in the same time, if you stop training, you get bad very quick as well.
Jiu-jitsu is wild, It's you can't explain it, and everyone has a different way of doing it, Some people might train 3 times a day every single day. Someone might train once.
I agree.
And the one guy might be better.
It's gonna be. I agree.
It sucks, It's that's like talent or whatever, like confidence.
Yeah, confidence. Yeah.
So some people need to train a lot to have confidence. I think that's a big thing too. I think a lot of people don't even train to even get better at jiu-jitsu. They just train to have that confidence that they did everything possible.
I agree.
But just think for a second. So, I mean, he went in 6-7 years. You're in the finals of the worlds. That's quick, but you're training with one of the best guys of all time.
Yeah,
with Hamlo.
Yeah.
So we talk about Gordon was 6-7 years. He wins ADCC, but he's training with John.
Yeah.
So so the thing is, I think was one of the reasons we started the company. The best guys kind of know more.
Yeah.
You can't go ahead if you're gonna not get insights from the best people in the world. You can't really expect the results.
Yeah, I think as everything in life, right? Not only jiu-jitsu.
It's not even like learning techniques. It's just being mentored by those guys. Just being around them. Like I literally,
there's a
I spend more
difference.
time with Homeland in my life more than anybody. I've seen Homeland more in my life more than my parents.
Yeah,
my
you
whole
kind
life.
of get how he thinks. And
I know
they
everything.
start
Yeah,
thinking the same way,
I've basically lived with him for 10 years. I know everything. I know everything about him. Like I studied him. Like almost like that because I copied him for a very long time.
And look at the results.
Yeah, until I was a black belt. Basically, I copied him like every single thing, and then and they told me, it's like, all right, I think it's time like you just do your own, like like you just use the lessons I taught you, but you could be different, because he's obsessive, until like maybe 2015, Homeland would put salt in his food, okay, salt.
He was what?
He never had salt in any of his food. Salt, like not one salt. Because he thought that was bad for his, and like he never ever had a cheat meal ever. And I swear, I never saw Homeland drink 1 beer until he was 33 years old. 1 beer in his whole life, which is like,
that's crazy.
It's like ridiculous, it's crazy, Like I'm not saying it's good to drink beer, but like you can have like an ice cream once in a while, Like I never, and if he did. He made sure we never saw it, So like to us, he was like this, like I was like, who is this guy? He's crazy, He's like a god,
I'm just thinking here, like Cobrinha is the same way.
Same way.
I respect him a lot.
I've never seen
Cobrinha.
Cobrinha.
Both play Spider Guard. Is there anything related to
Cobrinha, like that's another guy,
Yeah.
This is a crazy story. We fought the Worlds. Last year we fought the Worlds. I lost quarterfinal, whatever. I'm like pissed for like 1 day. I'm like, whatever, it happens. Okay, come back. I think everybody lost. Corbin was the only guy that won. He won. Next year we have a Storm Summit, like they have pizza, beer, and I'm like, screw it, man. I trained it for 6 months. I'm gonna have pizza and beer with Storm and everything. Corbin brings his Tupperware. He just did it. He just did a Grand Slam. This is the year he Grand Slam, right? He won the Grand Slam. He brings his Tupperware and he has his food in there, and I'm like, Corbin, you just won the Grand Slam,
That's it. I respect.
You're not gonna have pizza? He's like, ADCC, Edwin, ADCC is coming soon. We need to stay sharp. And I'm like, it's June 3rd, you know? ADCC is like September 20th. He's like, ADCC is coming, you know? And then, well, there you go.
He won, yeah.
Super grand slam, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's impressive.
I respect those guys so much. You
We
know?
can say that it sounds nuts, but at the same time, he won.
It works.
Yeah,
It works. Like,
yeah.
It works. Like, I think something like that, like me doing that would make me worse personally,
Okay.
because I'm just not like that. You know, I'm not like I'm not good
Yeah.
at being disciplined like that. You know, it would make me go crazy. You know, I'd probably kill myself. But but like those guys, I respect them so much because they are special human beings. You know? They're
Yeah,
like
no,
they're
I agree 1,000,000%.
It's hard to criticize them.
Different breed. Yeah, you can't criticize them. You know, like you have to just admire them because they're like, I don't know, like the Kobe Bryants. You know, like one of a kind, one of the generation.
Yep.
So yeah.
I think everybody has to find their own balance, right?
I mean, you know how it is. Everyone has their own balance, you know, and it works.
And then
for
there's
everybody.
guys that don't live like that win too. And I don't think Leandro lives like that.
Yeah, I mean, I won't call out anybody else's, but like,
Yeah.
some people live a crazier life and they win even more than everybody else.
Right. So
it just everyone has their own path. You know, you figure it out down the road. You make some adjustments, but
Yeah.
it is crazy. You know, sports. It's
I
not.
was just thinking, like, is there something related to Spider Guard that both of them like that?
They
Just
both play Spider
coincidence.
Guard,
right?
right?
Yeah.
No, but to be honest, when I look at Corbin and Hummel, I look at the same person, and they're like really good friends because of that.
Yeah.
You know, they're like very very similar. You know, like
Yeah,
humans.
I agree.
I think Hummel now is like a little more laid back, you
Yep.
know, but like before it's same person. Pretty
No, I got
very
it.
very crazy, you know.
cool.
No, I got it. Any other question, Michael?
No, I think we covered a lot.
Normally when I ask you any other questions because we were finishing. When
I
I
will
run out of
say-
subjects, I ask you any other question.
I will say I learned a lot of great jiu-jitsu from Edwin today. I also learned he's a master of social media in terms of knowing entertaining content, how to follow. We were sitting there just laughing on the floor for a few of these different accounts. So if you want to find some funny things, look at the people that he follows
Let me
on
know.
Instagram.
Let me know. I got you guys. I got a big network. Shout out Bob Menery. We were hyping you up today.
Yeah, that was good. That was great stuff.
Maybe we'll send you this podcast. You repost it. But yeah, we're in Boston. We had to rep the Boston guys. You know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
You actually ate a TB12 dessert today, didn't you?
I did not.
You didn't. You
did I?
refused. No, you
I
refused to have
refused.
it.
I said, I know I'm in Boston, you know, but I'm a Rams fan this weekend. Sorry, Brady. Sorry, Belichick. Sorry to my Bostonians, but go LA. But yeah, thank you guys. It was a pleasure.
No, it was
Thank you,
awesome.
everyone. Can't
It was
wait to see
awesome.
the
And we're gonna be
finish.
cheering for you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Thank you.